Whatever, so finding whatever position feels most comfortable to you, whether your knees are bent, whether your legs are extended. We are going to do a little bit of hips and lower body today. So if you wanted a hip opener, you're free to come into Reclining Butterfly, soles of the feet together, knees wide. You could always place your block underneath your thighs or knees as well for some support so it's not so intense on the legs. Feel free to support your head or neck, maybe placing a pillow under your head or a block. And from here, start to dive into and deepen your breath. Long, complete, smooth inhales and complete exhales. Start to create your yogi breath. And this will be a rhythm that guides you through your movements today, and the same rhythm that will support you through times of stillness. That rhythm might be a lengthened inhale and a lengthened exhale, the same length. Or that might be a lengthened inhale with an exhale slightly longer than the inhale. Whatever your breath is for you today, just begin to draw attention and focus onto the way it feels as it moves through your body. Feeling the sensation and movement of each inhale and exhale, and where you feel that as it moves. Feeling your full abdomen expand from pelvis to chest, shoulders to tail. Maybe even feeling your breath in the back of your spine. Taking another 8 or so breaths here to just be in your body with your breath. Wherever you are, start to bring some soft movements into your hands, your feet, maybe running your thumbs across your fingers, wiggling your toes. If you're in butterfly, slowly start to bring your knees together, and we'll meet with your knees bent, your feet on the mat, and just gently let your knees start to windshield wiper a few times from side to side. Now extend your legs forwards, reach your arms over your head. With the arms over the head, catch a hold of your right wrist and gently draw your right wrist towards the back left corner of your mat. If you're wanting a little more sensation, move both feet to the top left corner. And for still more, your right ankle over your left ankle. Stretching, lengthening down the right side of the body. We'll take your legs back to center. Let the arms come back to center and then switch sides. Catch your left wrist goes to the back right corner. For more feet, go to the front right corner and then left ankle over right. One more breath here. Take legs back to center, arms back to center. One more big full body stretch from fingers to toes. As you exhale, bring your arms down, bend your knees, walk your feet in, and then draw both knees into your chest. Place your palms on your kneecaps, and with your knees together, we're going to circle your knees around your hips. So you massage into your low back. Do about 4 circles one direction, and then reverse that direction, taking the circles the other way. Once you're even in both directions, come to center. Now take in and out circles. Take the knees away from each other, around, back together, and in. Again, about 4 or 5 circles in this direction. And then reverse the direction. Still massaging your back, but now kind of massaging into the hip flexors as well. Good. From here, we're going to circle the knees around and together. Keep your left knee bent. Set it down on the floor. So the left foot's going to be on the floor, left knee bent, right knee still drawing into your chest. Draw the right knee a little more towards your outer right rib cage to deepen the stretch. And then from here, flex your right foot to the ceiling. You're going to find a half happy baby. So you could keep your right hand behind your right knee and press the knee down towards the right armpit. If accessible, you're free to grab a hold of the outer edge of the right foot, the inner edge or big toe. And you're using the hand again to deepen. Left knee is going to stay bent for now, left foot flat to the floor. Good. Take one more breath here. Release the grip on your right foot. Draw your right knee back towards your chest. Draw a few circles with just the right knee to release your hip. And then set your right foot down. Draw your left knee in. Same thing here. We're going to work on hugging the left knee towards the outside of the rib cage, bringing the knee towards the armpit. After a couple of breaths here, flex your left foot to the ceiling. Again, you could take your left hand behind the left knee, or the left hand could grab a hold of the outer or inner edge of your left foot. Half happy baby. You're pressing your left knee towards the outside of your left armpit. Right foot still flat to the floor, right knee straight up towards the ceiling. Couple more breaths. Good. Again, hug your left knee back into your chest as you do. Hand to the kneecap. You're going to draw some individual circles with your left knee. Few circles one direction, few circles the other. Bring your right knee back up to meet your left. Again, we're going to draw those out and in circles, circling the knees away, around, and back in. Back the other direction. And then still keeping your knees wide, take both knees towards the outside of the rib cage. So you're hugging the knees in, wide apart from each other. Hold here for a couple of breaths. Lengthen your tailbone towards the floor. Try to get your back nice and flat. And then flex the feet towards the ceiling, full happy baby. Grabbing a hold of either the backs of your knees, reaching for your ankles, inner or outer edges of the feet. Still pressing the tailbone towards the floor. Feel free to rock it side to side if that feels good. Good. From here, cobbler's pose. Bring the soles of your feet together. Press your knees out wide. Hands can grip the outer edges of the feet or the ankles, whatever's more accessible. As you press the knees out, draw your heels towards the midline of your body. For a little more, you can lift your head and shoulders up, drawing your forehead towards your toes. That's going to get a little deeper into the hips and engage your core. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2. If your head and shoulders are lifted, go ahead, set them down. From here, squeeze the knees back in. One more time, we're going to draw the circles with the knees together. One last massage for your back. Just about 2 to 3 one direction, 2 to 3 back the other way. And then roll over to one side, your right or your left. Your choice. You're going to pause there for a breath or two. Good. From this side, start to press yourself up towards seated. And we're going to move through seated and come to tabletop or hands and knees at the center of your mat. So once you come to table, or before you come to tabletop, grab your blocks and just have your blocks towards the top of your mat so they're there once we use them, and you don't have to go looking for them once you do. And then coming into tabletop, have your shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. We're going to start with a basic cat-cow to begin. Inhaling, heart forwards, belly down, tail up. Exhale, tuck your tail, round your spine, bring your chin to your chest. Do 3 more here. Inhale, and then we're going to change the range of motion. And exhale. Good, couple more. Now as you exhale, start to round the spine, but press your hips back towards your heels. So it's a little circular cat-cow. As you inhale, you're going to soften the elbows, kind of pull the heels of the hands back towards your knees. As you pull your heart forward, you'll straighten your arms at the very top. Exhale, round the spine, press your hips towards your heels. Inhale, soften the elbows, pull the heart forward, straighten the arms, and lift. Good, couple more here. Exhale, round it back. Inhale, drawing it forwards and up. 2 more. Exhale. And inhale. Last full round. Exhale. Good. Now as you inhale, you'll come over to cow, but we're going to exhale and start to circle around the hips. So you're going to circle the rib cage around the center of your mat, making a cat-cow shape as you draw these circles. Kind of undulating into the spine, getting a little more range of motion into the hips and shoulders. Do a couple more in this direction. And then you'll reverse the direction, circling to the left and around. Same thing, you're still kind of moving through a cat-cow. You're just drawing circles with your cat-cow. Good. Once you feel even, coming into a wide knee child's pose, take the knees the width of your yoga mat, 2 big toes together to touch. Press your hips back towards your heels. Walk your arms forwards out in front of you. Hips can always be a little more forwards over the knees if you have tighter knees or tighter hips. Hands can be resting on the mat, or you could always have your hands on blocks for a little more width for your shoulders. Placing the palms on blocks, letting the heart and head melt between the arms is going to give you a little more of a shoulder stretch, but it's quite a bit more intense as well. So if it's not safe, just keep the hands on the floor. I'm going to take 4 more breaths here. Use your next inhale to come forwards, back to your hands and knees. Setting the blocks to the side if you were using them. Hands back down to the mat. Walk the knees back in underneath your hips. Re-squaring off. Inhale. We're going to pick up your right knee, just floating it above the mat. We're going to start to draw some circles with the right leg. So you're going to circle the knee forwards, out, around, and back in. Do about 4 to 5 in this direction, and then you're going to reverse that direction, taking the knee back, out, forwards, and in. About 4 to 5 in that direction. Once you're even in both directions, bring the knees back together. You're going to keep that right leg floating. Extend your right leg out. We're going to draw some rainbows here. So you're going to cross your right toes over to the back left corner of your mat. Then you're going to pick up the leg, swing it, take it over to the right corner of the mat. So you're going to pick it up, swing it behind, pick it up, take it open. 2 more here. You're going to take it up, behind, up, open. This time we're going to hold it up and behind, crossing the right toes to the back left corner of your mat. Come to the ball of your right foot. Take your right hand now, reach it towards the front left corner of the mat. So you're in a big side stretch, and you can use isometric resistance from both hands to deepen the stretch down the right side of the body. Keep pressing your right heel back, and then press your right hand forwards to find that extra length. Hold for 3, 2. Go ahead, bring your right hand back in under your right shoulder, your right knee back in under your right hip. Let the hips kind of drop side to side to give that left hip a break because it's been holding you this whole time. And then coming back to center, I'm going to do the same thing on the left side. So you're going to start by floating your left knee. Take the knee forwards, out, around, and back in. We're going to do 4 to 5 this direction. And then you'll switch directions. So as the knees come back together, now you're going to press the left knee back, take it out, around, and back in. Internal, external rotation of the hip flexors. Couple more. Okay. As your knee meets your knee, now extend the left leg straight back. And then cross the left toes over to the right. Pick the left leg up, bring it out to the left. Up, over to the right, up, out to the left. Couple more. Good. This time, as the left toes go to the right, you're going to hold to the right. Now, unweight your left hand. Reach your left hand towards the top left corner of the mat. Press back slightly through the hips. Press your left hand forwards. Press your left heel back. One more breath. And now bring your left hand back in. Left knee back in, knees together to touch its center. Hips are going to go side to side. From here, we're going to take a quick break on your wrists and lower to your forearms, coming to Sphinx pose. So lower one forearm at a time, elbows to the mat. Walk your knees back, and then slowly lower pelvis and thighs. Heart's going to lift forwards and up. And to get a little blood moving through your wrists, flip your hands so your palms are up and curl your fingers in and out of fists a few times. Maybe circle out the wrists a bit. Just get some blood flow working back in. Couple more breaths here. Palms can turn back down. Think about drawing your forearms back. Draw your heart forwards and up. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, let the elbows fan out. Start to lower your chest. Slide your hands in under your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Your next exhale, lift yourself back up to hands and knees. Walk your knees back in. Shoulders back over wrists. Inhale, find cow pose. Heart forwards. Exhale, find your cat pose. Round your spine. Good. This time, inhale to neutral. As you exhale, we're going to find one downward dog, tucking your toes. Press your hips back towards your heels. Keep pushing the hips back as you slowly start to elevate the knees, pressing as much weight back towards your feet as you can. You might bend the knees a lot to take the rounding out of the upper back and shoulders. Think about your heart melting towards your thighs. You're just here for 3, 2, gaze forwards towards the top of your mat and start to take little steps forwards to your hands. We'll all meet in a half lift at the top of your mat, bringing hands to shins. Lengthen your heart forwards. Inhale. Good. Exhale, standing forward fold. Bend your knees, melt your belly over your thighs, head and shoulders fall heavy towards the mat. You could have your hands here on your blocks. You could grab opposite elbows. Maybe your hands come to the floor. Give your head a shake, a nod. Pedal out your feet a couple of times. Bend one knee, straighten the other. Good. Now softening both knees, engage your glutes and core. Press your feet into the floor. You're going to start to roll yourself up one vertebrae at a time, but you're lifting with your butt, your feet, your thighs, your hips, your belly, all to protect your back. Sorry about the camera. Inhale, circle your arms, reach up, stretch up. Good. Exhale, hands to the center of the chest. I'm going to turn my camera up just slightly so you can see my upper body a little bit better. Good. From here, again, inhale, circle your arms. You're going to catch a hold of your left wrist above your head. Bring your left wrist up and over to the right. And then for a little more, try softening both of your knees, a little bend, and that's going to deepen the stretch down the side. Good. Come back to center. Catch your right wrist, take it to the left. And for a little more, soften both knees to deepen. Good. Take it back to center. Release the arms. Exhale, arms to the floor. Good. From here, make sure your blocks are handy. We will use them next. Inhale, circle your arms. As you exhale, reach out and down, coming into a standing forward fold. As you get to the standing forward fold, reach for your blocks. Place them in front of your feet on the highest setting. So you're in a halfway lift. From this highest setting, you're going to bend your knees. Take your left foot, cross it behind the right. So you're bringing the two little toes together to touch. So you're in a cross-legged forward fold. From here, you'll fold forwards and then walk your hands to the right a few inches. So you're walking the hands away from the back leg. That's going to get a deeper stretch down the back thigh. Good. Walk your hands back through center. Stay on the blocks. Halfway lift. Reset your back. Uncross, bringing the left foot back forwards to meet the right. Soften both knees and now cross your right foot behind your left. So again, you're trying to get the little two toes to touch. You might have to bend the knees quite a bit to get here. And then walk your hands to your left. One more breath here. Good. Walk your hands back to center. Hold here. So you're still on your blocks. Bend both knees. Now we're going to take your right foot and just step it straight back into a lunge at the back of your mat. So left foot is forwards. Left knee is over your left ankle. Right leg is up. And we're going to seesaw back and forth, rocking the weight back and forth. From the ball of the foot, just kind of warming up a little bit into the left leg. Good. Heel toe your left foot towards the outer left edge of your mat. So now both blocks are on the inside of your left knee. And now we're going to circle. Circling the hips around the center of your mat. Do a few circles one direction and a few circles back the other direction. Little seesaw back and forth. And then lower your left knee down to the, right knee down to the mat. Left knee is going to stay bent. You're still in the lunge. Hands still on the blocks. Lift your heart, lift your chest from here. So as the hips come forwards and down, the heart is lifting forwards and up. So you get a little bit deeper into the hips themselves. Take one more breath here. Good, and let the body soften. Walk the blocks a little more back forwards. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, power up. We're going to heel toe your left foot back in towards the center of your mat, underneath your left knee. So framing your foot with your hands or walking the blocks forward, soften your back knee. Step the right foot now to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. And now take the left leg to the back. So now we're just reversing the lunge. Right knee is forwards, right knee over right ankle. Blocks are going to frame your right foot to begin. Seesaw that leg back and forth. Good. Now from here, heel toe your right foot to the outer edge of your mat so that both blocks are on the inside of your right foot. And now we're going to draw circles with the pelvis. So taking the leg a little wider gives you a little more range of motion with movement in the hips. Few circles one direction, few circles back the other way. Then a couple seesaws, and eventually lowering your left knee to the floor. So now your hands are both on the inside of your left foot, right foot. You're on your block, so the upper body is lifted. You could always be hand to hip, hand to thigh as well if you don't have blocks. But the upper body's lifted, so we're not folding. We're just working on kind of opening up the left hip a little bit without folding down. Last couple breaths here. Take one more breath in. This time, as you exhale, walk the blocks forwards, press the hips back just a bit, and slide your right knee back to meet your left knee. So now we're coming back to tabletop. Set your blocks to the side. Come back down to all fours. Inhale, find your cow pose. Exhale, find your cat. Two more here. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Breath in. And breath out. From here, again, we're going to come to Sphinx pose. Lowering onto your forearms. Walk your knees back. Pelvis, thighs, belly to the mat. Pull your chest forwards and up. Untuck your toes. Try to soften a little bit in the backs of the legs, but the glutes are slightly engaged to help protect the back. Pull your heart forwards and up. Let your hips kind of wiggle a little side to side. Try to release your low back. From here, we're going to go into a quad stretch, which your back may not be warmed up enough for. So take it piece by piece. We're going to take your left forearm, turn it so that it's parallel to the top of your mat. So your weight's being supported by the left arm itself. From here, we're going to bend the right knee in, right heel towards your right hip. This might be as far as you can go, and that's fine. You're just working on drawing the heel towards the glute, using the strength of the glute to find the stretch in the front of the leg. If accessible, then you're going to take your right hand back, try to grab the inside of your right foot. You're trying to grab the inside because when you grab the outside, you immediately push the foot over to the left. And we want to keep the right heel tracking with your outer right hip. So think about the right knee going as wide as it needs to, but you're trying to grab for the inside of the foot or ankle. You can kick back into the hand. That's going to stretch your right shoulder and open the chest a little more, lengthen the quad. And then you can also soften the knee and draw the heel closer towards the outer right hip for a deeper quad stretch. We're going to hold here just a couple more breaths. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, without slingshotting the foot, if you had the grip, start to release. Extend your right leg back. Cross your right forearm forwards. Come back to Sphinx pose and give your hips a little wiggle side to side to release your low back. Once you feel ready, you'll go to the second side. Now taking your right forearm parallel to the top of your mat. Start by just bending your left knee and decide if this is as far as you need to go. If you feel that you can have the grip, you'll reach back with your left hand. Again, try to reach for the inside of the foot, whether it's the foot or the ankle. Grabbing the outside, you're going to push the heel towards the center. So we want the heel to go towards the outer hip. Again, kicking into the hand. It's going to be a little bit different of a stretch. It's going to stretch the left shoulder. It's going to lengthen the quad and give you a little bit of a hip stretch. And then drawing the heel in is going to give you a deeper quad stretch and a little bit of a hip stretch, but not the shoulder stretch. So we're going to hold here a couple more breaths. You could play with kicking a couple breaths. You can play with softening and drawing the heel in for a couple of breaths. One more full breath. And now again, try not to slingshot the foot. Release the foot. Bring your left forearm around. Extend your left leg out. Now walk the forearms forwards until you can stack your forearms. Place your forehead on the mat. Bend both knees and windshield wiper your feet from side to side to release your back. You could have your forehead on top of your forearms. You could have your forehead on the mat inside of your forearms, you choose. Couple more breaths here. Now re-extend your legs back behind you. Tuck your toes underneath. Slide your hands once again under your shoulders. We're going to lift on your exhale to hands and knees. Walking the knees in under the hips. Wrists under your shoulders. As you inhale, find cat pose this time. So a reverse cat-cow to stretch the spine. Round the back and then exhale, come forwards into your cow. Inhale, press the mat away, round the spine. Exhale as you arch, heart forwards, tailbone lifts. 3 more here. Inhale. And exhale. Last 2. And 1. On your inhale, find neutral. As you exhale, come to seated, shifting the hips to one side, legs around, bringing your legs forwards out in front of you. Make sure you have plenty of space to lie back. Walk the feet down, reach your arms forwards, inhale. If you have any low back issues, please roll to the side, come to the floor that way. Or you're going one vertebrae at a time, using the core to control as you slowly lower back to the mat. Inhale, reach your arms over your head. Stretch from fingers to toes. As you exhale, bend both knees. Place your feet on the mat. Walk your feet out about the width of your yoga mat. Wide-kneed windshield wipers, wide-footed windshield wipers. Gets a little more into the hips. Bring the knees back to center. Heel toe your feet in until they're about hips width distance apart. Come to figure 4 on your right side. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. Open your arms out to an A or a T. Come to a twisted figure 4. So you're going to let this figure 4 drop to the right, or drop to the left rather. So the sole of your right foot is on the mat. Your right shin is perpendicular to the floor. Right knee lifting towards the ceiling. Soften down through your hips. And for a little bit more, you can reach your right arm at a slight diagonal or a cactus above the shoulder, and that's going to stretch a little more into the pecs on the right side. Ground down through your left foot. Hold the figure four. Inhale, bring your legs to center. Set your right foot down, right arm back to neutral, and then change sides. Left ankle over your right knee. Let the left knee fall wide into figure four, and then take the legs now to the right. Sole of the left foot to the mat. Legs still in figure four. Hips are open. And for a little bit more, your left arm now is going to come over your head at either a cactus position or a slight diagonal. And that's going to give you a little more front body opening as well. One more breath here. Now press down through your right foot. Inhale, your legs back to figure four. Once the right foot's on the mat, adjust your hips, set the left foot down. Again, feet are going to go a little wider than your hips. Windshield wiper your knees. Find those wide-footed, wide-kneed windshield wipers side to side. Bring your arms into a comfortable position. Wide A or T. See if the palms can rotate up. And then slowly extend your right leg to the top right corner of your mat. Left leg to the top left corner. Take a moment here to adjust your shoulders, your hips, legs, feet. Lengthening through the back side of the body. Opening through the front. Let your arms fall heavy. Palms open, fingers curled. If they're not already, close your eyes or just try to soften your gaze enough that the eyelids can relax. Soften your jaw, cheekbones, lips. Allow your tongue to fall heavy away from the roof of your mouth. Soften the muscles of your throat, shoulders, shoulder blades. Start to deepen your breath. Full inhale, complete exhale. Maybe now finding a softer breath. So soft that you can barely hear yourself breathe. Allow yourself to rest here as the body continues to soften into stillness. The breath continues to quiet. Maybe in this space, find your heartbeat. Feel its strength, its steady rhythm. Maybe feel its echo against your mat. And just maybe, if your mind can quiet enough, you can begin to hear your own heartbeat. If your mind's left the room, once again, return to your body, return to your breath. Deeply inhale, completely exhale. Slowly start to add gentle movements back into your hands and feet, your wrists and ankles. Eventually stretching once more as if you've just woken in the morning. Exhale, bending your knees inwards, taking a final hug or a few last windshield wipers. Eventually roll over to either your right or your left side. A moment to pause, to breathe. And then slowly begin to press yourself back up to seated. Thank you all very much for joining me today. Namaste. The next time I see you all, it will be in Argentina. So fingers crossed our internet there is good and everything goes as planned, and yeah.
Travel safe.
Yeah, you'll be getting the link for tomorrow's class as soon as I get off the computer with you guys. I'll send that out. You'll have Megan on Thursday. You'll have Megan on Tuesday. You'll get another link for a recorded class, probably this class again on Wednesday, unless I have time to record another one. And then you'll see me a week from Thursday. Plan.
Awesome.
Thank you guys very much. Thank you for being patient and sticking with me and writing all this out and being awesome.
Most of all, have fun.
Yep.
It'll be fun regardless of what happens. It's an adventure, right?
Yep. Safe travels.
Pray for no wind tomorrow.
Oh God, no kidding.
Yeah.
I think tomorrow's supposed to be a good day.
I hope so. I'm over this.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.